Okay, a quick lecture for us to set up our Cinemachine camera. We're going to use what are we using here? Position Composer, so that we can see exactly what the camera is doing as we fly around on our screen. Let's get started. I wasn't planning on just doing this just yet, but the lack of camera has been really bugging me, so let's go and add a Cinemachine camera and get that going. I've got a challenge for you because we've done this in previous projects. You should know how to do this, or at least vaguely remember possibly doing it. I want you to set up a follow camera. Here are the steps. Make sure Cinemachine package is installed. You can have a look in the package manager to do that. Add a new Cinemachine camera, point the camera to be following the player, and do some quick tuning. Not too much yet because we don't know the size of our levels or how close or how far or what's fun, but just so it follows the player around. So there's your challenge. Pause the video, take that on. If you're like, I don't know how to do that, Rick, not a problem. I'll go through that when you come back from giving it a shot. See you soon. Rightio. First of all, I'm going to scroll down in my project directory and see if Cinemachine is lurking in there. It's not lurking, which means in this version of Unity, I need to go up to Windows and then find Package Manager. From Package Manager, I'm going to look in Unity Registry for Cinemachine. And then you can see it's not installed because it tells me I can install. So I click Install, wait around for a little bit, might pause the video if it's going to take a while. Okay, it's all good. Click out of my package manager. Now I can see when I scroll down, Cinemachine is there. Excellent. I know I've got that as a package. So within my hierarchy, I'll right click and find Cinemachine down near the bottom. Just drop in a Cinemachine camera. I'll leave it called Cinemachine camera. I'm going to drag that up to be close to the main camera. So I know camera things are up near the top. Click on the main camera. Did it put in a brain? Yes, it did. Cinemachine brain. Wonderful. And I'll click back on my Cinemachine camera and let's have a look in here. Now, tracking target, that looks like what we're looking for. Click on the selector there and we'll find ourselves player rocket. That should be pretty good. We'll scroll down, see what else we need. Position control, follow, I think that makes sense. Rotation control, I don't want any rotation. Rotation's where the camera would be turning to the left and turning to the right. We're just kind of pointing straight at it. Noise, I don't think so. And following, dampening. Okay, that seems pretty good for now. We'll click on play and see what's going on. Okay. Now I can see the camera needs to be slightly better positioned, but we're following, which is great. Good start. Now click on your game window. You can see here we've got free aspect. I'm going to change that to a 16:9 aspect. So I've got a predictable 16:9 ratio here on my screen. I'm also going to click on where it says the aspect and click the checkbox low resolution aspect ratios and uncheck that because I think that's going to make it look nicer and sharper. Yeah, I do believe it has made it look sharper and nicer. What we could also do, instead of play focus, we could click on play maximize. Now when I click on play, my entire screen will be taken up with that. I'll probably jump between this view so that you can see everything nice and clean and more of a minimized view, depending upon what I need to show you. But when I'm just working myself, I tend to like playing with play maximize. But if I do that for you, then it might be harder for me to show you what's going on in the scene view or what's going on in the inspector, etc. Now let's find out why our camera is not actually pointing at our rocket the way we want it to do. So the camera, we can't move it now that we've got the Cinemachine in. We have to move it within the Cinemachine controls itself. So if we've got this follow offset, the position, why is this Z -10? That's not too bad. That's the distance. We can zoom out a little bit. Maybe we'll try the spline dolly look at target and see how that goes. It looks fine. Click on play, full screening it. Okay, it's okay. It's good enough for now. I don't want to fiddle around with this too much for too long because who knows what we're going to need in our game. But feel free to play around with yours. As I put more things in my scene and in my level, I'll come back and twiddle around with my Cinemachine controls. There is one setting in here that I think we need to do. If you're clicking play and you find that your rocket looks jittery or the world looks jittery, that's the fixed update thing that I was talking about previously. If you click on the main camera where you find Cinemachine brain, you can see the update method. Smart update should be smart and work the way we want it to, but we're going to go for fixed update. So click fixed update in there, and the blend update method, I don't think this really is going to change much, but I'm going to put that in fixed update as well just to see if that helps. And now when I move, oh, it's so much smoother. It's lovely, isn't it? Actually, I wasn't happy with where we ended up just there, so I played a little bit after I clicked stop on record, and I've concluded that we want the position composer and rotation control set to none for our particular setup here. Now that we've got that, when we click on play, it should follow pretty closely, and we can play around with our settings in Cinemachine where we can make the camera distance further or closer. I think that's an okay distance for the moment. We can offset if we wanted to by changing the X and the Y. If you wanted to have everything a little bit higher so you can see a little bit more above the rocket, you could do that using the Y, or a little bit more to the right, you could offset it by dragging the X value a bit to the left. For now, I'm just going to leave it right in the middle. You can play around with all these things. The dead zone, that's how far you can slide before the camera moves. It's kind of cool to play around with that. Hard limits means that the camera will never, ever, ever let you go further than that off the screen, which I think is good to do. It's great that you can click on it and slide it. We don't want the player to go so far off the screen or so far up above. I probably don't want these inner boxes to be quite so big either. So play around with this by clicking on the position composer and then the screen position, dead zones, and hard limits, or just dragging around on the screen itself. It's really cool. You can see the impact of that. Yeah, I quite like this, but it'll give us a little bit of freedom to play around with this more as time goes on. I might move the camera out a little bit, but that's good enough for now. Good stuff. I will see you in the next lecture.